Okay, so I'm going to go through the whole book of Proverbs in a bunch of different videos. This video is just Proverbs 1. Keep in mind they're changing my voice, and the government has admitted to me that they're using neural weapons on me because they like to torture people and they want to control behavior. Believe it or not, they've admitted this to me in some of the conversations that we've been having. All right. Proverbs 1. Again, they're not controlling me. They're just causing me cognitive impairment and making it harder for me. Proverbs 1, purpose and theme. Okay, so purpose and theme is the title of this section. Jesus said that he is the root and offspring of David and the bright morning star. Okay. The Proverbs of Solomon, son of David, king of Israel. So this points to Jesus' teachings big time. For gaining wisdom and instruction, for understanding words of insight, for receiving instruction in prudent behavior, doing what is right and just and fair, for giving prudence to those who are simple, knowledge and discretion to the young. Let the wise listen and add to their learning, and let the discerning get guidance for understanding. Proverbs and parables, the sayings and riddles of the wise. Again, it's for understanding. Proverbs and parables, the sayings and riddles of the wise. Okay. When they use the word riddles, they have conceded my point that the Bible was made purposely confusing. Okay. So that privileged sages and people like that could control populations that quite often couldn't read. The Bible is Bible, but there is some useful ideas in here, and when I explain it, it becomes a lot easier for people to understand why I'm God's son. Verse 7, the fear of the Lord is the beginning of knowledge, and fools despise wisdom and instruction. The fear of the Lord is the beginning of knowledge. So you see these people who go through life not trying to be holy, that gives away that they're not wise, they're not knowledgeable in matters of life, other than stupid matters like how to fix a car and, some tricks of the trade here and there, and that is, who cares about that stuff, okay? So other people, and my parents are blameless, mind you, are fools. They're foolish builders, okay? Because if they feared the Lord, they would obey God through me, and those who don't know who I am, they would be behaving differently and not in the kind of shallow and foolish ways that they're behaving. Warnings against the invitation of sinful men. Listen, my son, to your father's instruction, and do not forsake your mother's teaching. They are a garland to grace your head, and a chain to adorn your neck. My son, if sinful men entice you, do not give in to them. If they say, come along with us, let's lie in wait for innocent blood. Let's ambush some harmless soul. Let's swallow them alive like the grave and whole like those who go down to the pit. We get all sorts of valuable things and fill our houses with plunder. Cast lots with us, we will all share the loot. Remember the pirates' booty, right? They rape and pillage. That includes the rape by deception racket, where they trick women into dating scum, and all attractive women basically are the most sexually controlled people on the planet. My son, do not go along with them. Do not set foot on their paths. Okay, do not set foot on their paths. Don't join their cultures. Don't share their goals. Don't do what they're doing. Okay? Don't cheat the top martial artist out of his right to lead. Do not set foot on their paths. This is Proverbs 1, right after it pointed out that the purpose of Proverbs is to understand the proverbs, the sayings, the riddles, the parables of the wise. For their feet rush into evil, they are swift to shed blood. Okay? Being, collective guilt, right? Being in cultures that shed blood is a form of shedding blood. How useless to spread a net where every bird can see it. These men lie in wait for their own blood. They ambush only themselves. So this is different than when I was younger. I used to hang out with, certain elements of the streets and so on and so forth. I had the highest cause, and I was trying to convince them to do the right thing. But no one else had the highest cause, okay? And their stupid plans they're making, they think they're so smart. Even the middle class who thinks it's hardworking or something, those members of that do, they're ambushing themselves and their offspring. And that's part of the ritual madness of the pagan mythologies of Greece and Rome, for example. Such are the paths of all who go after ill-gotten gain. It takes away the life of those who get it. So what was the problem? The problem is they're going after ill-gotten gain, which is cheating me out of my right to lead. Okay? So it says, my son, do not go along with them. Do not set foot on their paths, for their feet rush into evil. They are swift to shed blood. How useless to spread a net where every bird, right, the falcon, has the best vision, like the eagle, but it's faster. So it has better vision because it has a certain mental vision why it's flying faster than any other animal moves. Okay? Every bird can see it. These men lie in wait for their own blood. They ambush only themselves. Such are the paths of all who go after ill-gotten gain. It takes away the life of those who get it. That's Proverbs 1:19. So Proverbs 1 through 19 makes it clear that the main purpose of Proverbs and the Bible, okay, includes preventing you. One of the core reasons is to prevent you from going after ill-gotten gain, which means you shouldn't cheat me out of my right to lead. The parable of the tenants, the most important parable in the Bible. He said, last of all, he sent his heir. He said, they will respect my son, okay, obviously because he's the top martial artist, he's wise, he's righteous, so on and so forth. But they took him out of the vineyard, cheated him out of women and his fair share, etc., and got rid of him. And that's what's going on now. But this is in the end. This is the last time. Last of all, okay? Last of all. So Jesus, in a sense, one can interpret it as, one very logical interpretation, is he was referring to me now. Last of all, he sent someone who went beyond, who goes beyond him. He goes beyond how far he was on the martial art path back then. Okay, they said, well, they'll respect this guy more than the guy they crucified in the story, which is really symbolic. Someone might not have actually been crucified. Okay, they'll respect this guy. Okay, and then they'll be sealed in hell. And the Jews themselves agreed that that was fair, to seal them in hell, to destroy them spiritually, what have you, and not allow their offspring to get in heaven. That's one of the main morals of the parable of the tenant, if not the main moral. So wisdom's rebuke. Out in the open, wisdom calls aloud. She raises her voice in the public square. Again, see Proverbs 8, we'll get to that 7 videos from now or whatever. On top of the wall she cries out. At the city gate she makes her speech. How long will you who are simple love your simple ways? How long will mockers delight in mockery and fools hate knowledge? Repent at my rebuke, then I will pour my thoughts to you. I will make known to you my teaching. See, you can't be wise unless you repent first. And there's Garden of Eden parallels. The fruit of the schemes and the forbidden fruit and the snake, which is a play on words for sneak. Snow key, key meaning energy. See kin, canes. You know, snake is actually the word canes scrambled. If you have any questions about the wordplay, put in the comments. But since you refuse to listen when I call and no one pays attention when I stretch out my hand, since you disregard all my advice and do not accept my rebuke, I in turn will laugh when disaster strikes you. I will mock when calamity overtakes you. When calamity overtakes you like a storm, when disaster sweeps over you like a whirlwind, when distress and trouble overwhelm you. Okay? Jesus comes on the clouds in Revelation, right? And he says that's what's going to happen. And Jeremiah says, okay, that there's going to be a whirlwind coming down on the head of the wicked. That whirlwind is their state. Okay? It is what causes their state, and it is their state when they refuse to obey God through me. And they refuse to obey God, and I'm the last way to obey God. So distress and trouble are overtaking them. Even the rich, in all their cockiness, trying to seem all cool and confident and calculating, are in a pitiful state, and they're pathetic betas, and they're very deluded, and what have you. Then they will call to me, but I will not answer. They will look for me, but will not find me. Since they hated knowledge and did not choose to fear the Lord, since they would not accept my advice and spurn my rebuke, they will eat the fruit of their ways and be filled with the fruit of their schemes. Remember, the forbidden fruit. Their wicked ways is the forbidden fruit in the Garden of Eden. Cheating and snaking me first and foremost. That's why it's called to snake. Snaking me, right? Cain killed Abel. Okay? You know, it's like heartache crushes the spirit, what Proverbs say. We'll get to that in a future video. Okay? By setting the stage for me to be cheated on my right to lead and suitable helpers. Okay? They're full of the fruit of their schemes and such a profound injustice against God, his greatest creation on this planet, me, the top martial artist ever, the heir, his son. Okay, that betrayal will not be forgiven. That is a crime against the spirit. For the waywardness of the simple will kill them, and complacency of fools will destroy them, obviously spiritually, but sometimes otherwise. But whoever listens to me will live in safety and be at ease without fear of harm. The waywardness of the simple will spiritually kill them, and the complacency of fools will destroy them. Note the Hebrew for simple in Proverbs denotes a person who is gullible, without moral direction, and inclined to evil. Also, the Hebrew words rendered fool in Proverbs and often elsewhere in the Old Testament, denote a person who is morally deficient. Okay, morally deficient. Okay, a fool is immoral. They cheat me out of my right to lead. They are morally deficient. Also, when they sit on top of the wall, okay, where wisdom's calling out what have you, it could also mean at noisy street corners, according to the Septuagint. Okay.